Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you around the yard and show you some spots in my garden that I'm working on. I have a lot of perennials that I still have to get in the ground. I have a tulip tree that I have planted and I want to show you that. I have some garden space that I'm removing the grass, and I want to show you that as well, how I'm expanding the garden. And of course, you know, soon my vegetables will be growing and be full. Right now, they are still babies. This morning, I am planning on moving this planter and getting this echinacea right here planted up in this space, as well as I have a salvia that I need to get planted. Both of these little perennials grow to be about 24 to 36 inches tall. The salvia can get 24 inches wide. The echinacea gets about 14 inches wide, but in my area, echinacea, it can self-seed and end up being wider than that, but I will give it plenty of space because I love this color. It's almost like a dusty sunset orange. And so that echinacea, I just love the color. And then this salvia here is Rockin' Fuchsia by Proven Winners, and it's a very pretty fuchsia pink, almost the same as, oh, it's almost like, I don't know if you can see that coloring. The lighting's not the best right now. Here, let me see if I can turn it this way and you can see it better. I'm fixing my fence, so I have some remnants laying down there, but now you can see it. Isn't that pretty? It's almost a purplish pink. Anyway, this has been sitting in its little container, neglected. Snails have kind of got some of the leaves that were on the bottom. This is why I need to get it in the ground so it can survive. But you see it has new little leaves forming and coming back. So I know that this will be just fine. I just need to get it in the ground so I don't have to keep worrying about it. This is where I'm going to put them. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably just put it back on top of some of that liripe, help to squish it down. Here we go. And a couple other little things. I have a sedum that blooms yellow. And then I have this kangaroo paw. But the funny part about it is the new growth is red, and when I bought it, it's like a purple. It was a purple color. So it's coming back from the roots red. And well, I mean, I'm okay with it. It's not like a super bright red. So hopefully it goes from red and goes to a purpley pink pretty quickly. This is a never-ending chore of pulling this nut sedge. Ugh. Probably not a good time to be doing this because of the lighting. I kind of missed the morning window, so I might just put these here to the side and come back later and do this. And the lighting is behind that tree, but let's see, that's a purplish color, so I'll probably put this further back, and then this one probably put right here because this blooms blue, and this does need a lot of space. Yeah, I might be being a little too greedy with my space here. I think I'm going to be removing this rose bush, so wherever I plant this, I'll probably, in fact, you know what, I'll probably just, no, I don't want it there. I definitely put it there. That one's definitely going there. I like it. All right, salvia, I need to find you a better spot. Maybe I'll put it where the pot is, and I'll come back and cut out that liripe. That's probably what I'll do. But let's nix this for right now because the sun is like right there, and it's going to be hard to see no matter where I put the camera. So let's move to something in the shade. All right, so this is still in the shade, and I've been working on this little area, and I think what I'm going to do, well, one, I'm going to move this pot out. And I think what I will do, because this does bloom in the spring, that magenta color, and it'll also bloom in the fall, that magenta flower. This is the loropetalum. In fact, Let me get in here a little bit more. Yeah, those are just new leaf growth. So anyway, fuchsia pink, and this is just green. And then these are the primrose, and they're just, you know, like an annual, or what's a perennial. It comes back every year, but it does die back in the winter. And it's a wildflower, and it can be invasive if you allow it to be. But anyway, this blooms in the spring. If I put the fuchsia salvia here, it'll bloom in the summer. And so they won't be conflicting, but I just wonder if the fuchsia will be lost with the purple leaf color behind it. So I think what I need to do is, this is yellow. This is a yellow lemon drift. And I might have to end up moving this as well because it's losing all of its leaves. And so I might need to relocate it. Either that, or I really think to blame is the sprinkler head. So I think I might end up capping the sprinkler head, just cap it. I don't think this needs nearly as much water as it gets. Just a lot, you know, a lot of having to tweak. Let me make sure that you can even see that. I don't know that. No, you probably can't. Yeah, you saw me at the very edge. But anyway, this little lemon drift right there, right in front of the little swan, the little blue swan, it's losing its leaves. And I have a sprinkler that's right near where that little lamp is. And that might be the cause of it, because also that rose is right. And it's not a heavy spray, it's like a misting spray. Anyway, I'm not too sure. So I need to get color over here. My husband was mentioning this area doesn't have enough color. Says it just looks like a lot of overgrown stuff. So it's true. That is true. It does look overgrown, especially because of the asparagus that is planted in the wrong spot. But I have to leave it there so it can get its sunlight food. Back at it, trying to get all this grass removed from around this flower bed. And of course, the sun is already out and hot. It's just now like right at 9 o'clock. I always wonder when people walk by if they think she's talking to herself. What is she doing? That needs to get loosened up a little. See, now our soil's like dust. Once it dries out, whew, it's crazy how dry it gets. But what's nice about the clay soil, it's usually very rich in minerals. Every soil has its good and bad, kind of like everyone's hair. We all love our hair, we all hate our hair. You know, it's like you always want what the other person wants, but then when you have it, you realize everything has a good thing and a bad thing. So you should just learn to be content with what you have and learn how to adapt to it and make it work for you. You know, we say this soil just doesn't work for me. Well, you know, I think there's a way to make the soil work for you, and that's where we need to put our focus. How do I get the clay soil while I'm trying to amend it? How do I get it to work for me? That way you don't get discouraged, don't find yourself, you know, upset all the time. Now, if you figure out how to make Bermuda grass work for you, please let me know. That is the devil grass, and I just don't see anything good from it. Sure, golfers would disagree. They probably like putting on it or doing whatever they do on it. I actually don't know where the Bermuda grass is good on a golf course. I just know that they do have them on golf courses. Alrighty, need to come back and get all this now. Yes, I love this tool. I love this little it's called a root slayer, and it's really good for digging holes around established trees and shrubs where you have to cut through their roots. But I like it because, like, I don't know if you just saw, but I went straight sideways, like lateral, and it just slices through everything, and I love it. Just kind of like trying to flatten this out some. Oops, already did that section. I'm not trying to get all the roots. I just don't want it at a different level. So when I put my cardboard down, it's flat and not bowed. I had other things I wanted to do today, but the sun, I woke up late this morning. It's my fault. I woke up late. I woke up at like 5:50, and well, I spend about an hour. Well, actually, I don't have an amount of time that I spend, but I wake up and I have my tea and I spend time being quiet and reflecting and just having some quiet time, praying, thinking about my kids, praying for my children, my husband, the world, and sometimes that's an hour, sometimes it's an hour. It just depends, and sometimes it's super fast. But today I woke up late and took its usual time, about an hour and a half, and then by the time I got outside, like, the sun was already where I wanted to be. But it's all good. I need to get this done. So, I have plants that I have in 4-inch containers, and I do need to get them planted, but I'm keeping them watered and everything. But I also need to get control over this grass. And, ooh, yep. That was a rose. I need to get control of this grass so it can look cleaner, and I just feel so much better. I will feel so much better when this is better, nicer, more manicured. This is the longest I've ever allowed the grass to be next to my flower bed. Every spring I come in and I edge it and cut it away, and this is the longest though I've allowed it to go into June. I also need to do that little section. I need to go back and do that section. I don't trust this crabgrass. I don't want it to survive, but I'm covering the edge to smother it, putting it upside down. Okay, back to this is crabgrass here. Ooh, miss the soil. I need to come back in here and clean up the sedum because I have some, that oxalis, not the ones with the purple flowers, but no, it's wood sorrel. I have some of that sorrel growing in it, and I need to get rid of it. Now, if I had done this earlier in the season, it would not take me this long because the grass would not be like this. Now, I haven't seen any Bermuda grass right here, so that's a good thing. But if I don't cover this up, Bermuda grass will pop up. For some reason, it knows when the grass gets cut short, or gets, when it gets scalped and it gets super short, Bermuda grass will, yes, it will. It'll take over. It's harder for it to get in when it's tall St. Augustine grass. But the shorter it is, especially if you cut your grass and the clippings drop to the ground and it's a short distance to the soil, those blades of grass with Bermuda grass, could root. So the taller the St. Augustine grass is when you cut your Bermuda grass, the less chance that it has to get down to the soil before it dries out and dies. So, like I told my husband this morning, when you cut the grass, careful, don't cut it too short, keep it kind of tall, and let's get rid of this, smother out some of this Bermuda grass with taller, thicker St. Augustine. So we'll see. We'll see if that works. It may not. It may be too late at this point because I have so much of it. But we'll see. Okay. Well, this was where the border was, back there. But this sedum decided, well, let's grow over it. So now we've got it grown over. We'll just move it all out. Is there another rock in there? One right there. Cool. Missing one rock. All right, that little section. Oh, I do want to get that. Let me get that real quick. Tough when the angle's right by you. Better when it's a little further away. Start getting it laid down. I'm not worried about what kind of cardboard goes down because I'm not planting vegetables that I'm going to eat in this area. So I'm not concerned about what kind of things are on these. There's some tape on it. As I plant things, I will come across the tape and remove it. But for now, I'm just getting it done. Let me get that covered. I think earlier when I was removing some of the sod, somebody called me and made my phone turn off. So I think I might have missed some of the video that I made. That's okay. There's going to be plenty of video of me removing that sod. Don't forget, you want to always overlap your layers. All right, now let me get a little something for that, and then I'm going to go start getting my mulch. Don't think I have anything else in this bucket. Nope, didn't think so. All right, let me go find something. Got some paper bags inside. I use these little paper bags I'm about to show you. Let me dip them in the water first. My gloves are sopping wet. This is my pine mulch area. And I've got a lot of it still. I'm working on it. One pine tree. One tall, 80 to 100 foot pine tree. Chipped up. Now grass will grow in this. It will. It won't get rooted. It's easy to pull up. But you know, as this stuff all breaks down, it turns into soil. So it's not 100 proof for weed barrier, but it keeps them from one. Woo! That kind of cracked. All right, let's go back over there. Okay, I was saying that it's an 100 proof weed barrier because it does break down and can become a substance that roots can grow in. So, but they don't grow. The roots can't really get firmly established in it, just because like rooted, just because it's not the right aggregate, I guess. But when you go to pull your weeds out, I mean, they're shallow rooted and they're easy. Even Bermuda grass just comes right up. So, all right, that's what I'm going to keep doing. Going over there, getting the pine mulch, and then laying it down over here. I will come back and show you how far I get before I have to leave.